You're muted.
The whole thing. I'm muted again. So that's a good start. We are back, but as you can see, technical issues still flood us. It's going to be a late, apparently, but that's just standard. I think he's tossing off his owners or something like that. But Charlie, we haven't actually done this in a while. But how have you been? How have you been?
Yeah, mate, a lot better now. Yeah, obviously been on a bit of a break from YouTube, but yeah, finally back, and yeah, part of my first video on my channel. But yeah, good to be back on the EFL show.
Yes, we are back for the EFL show on the First XI. But we've got a lot to talk about. We've got an awful lot to talk about. The leagues have completely changed in terms of where everyone is sitting. That plus other things. So we've got a lot to talk about, which we will get into. We might as well get into it. I was just getting myself ahead there. So, but yeah, the first thing that we're going to talk about is, of course, we can't just gloss over it, but it is going to be unfortunately COVID-19. We are going to have to talk about it because the leagues are littered with games being postponed left, right, and centre. I mean, the Premier League have seen multiple games in the Championship, games in League One, and obviously multiple games in League Two, all suspended or postponed because of COVID. How concerned are you that we're going to see football behind closed doors again? Because, you know, I think in terms of the lower clubs, the Premier League clubs, they'll manage quite well. I'm sure they'll moan, but they'll cope. But the leagues like Leagues 1 and 2, there'll be teams that struggle. And this could be a real shock to the system. So how concerned are you that we are going to see football back behind closed doors again?
Yes, it's looking that way, innit? Yeah, obviously luckily at the moment we haven't got any COVID in our group, but I've seen today for the first time since it all happened that leagues 1 and 2 I've already seen games cancelled, and championship as well today, seen that. So yeah, it's not looking good, is it really? I mean, I'm going Scunthorpe away on Saturday, but yeah, it's not looking good, really, is it? And obviously, the only good, and I'm surprised the Premier League haven't done this yet. But obviously, if anyone hasn't seen the EFL, it was on Sky earlier on that there's a minimum or that you can have to play, and you have to have 11 players plus 3 subs, including a keeper. And then you can play, but if not, then the game will get cancelled. But it's not looking good for fans either, really, is it?
No, I mean, obviously, the EFL did release a statement. It says, in light of the increased transmission rates of the COVID-19 Omicron variant, the EFL has moved to implement a regime of enhanced training ground protocols, increased testing, and has provided updates and guidance on the minimum number of available players that are required to fulfill a fixture, as you mentioned. All 72 clubs will now be required to implement enhanced red protocols for first team training settings. Social distancing measures will be required outside of physical sessions, along with restrictions the use of indoor fees, manual therapy, and group travel, amongst others. The red protocol can be assessed in full here. Obviously, we're not going to do that live on stream. As part of the enhanced guidance, clubs will be expected to implement a daily screening program of testing, subject to supplyability of lateral tests. Any person with a positive test of symptoms will then be required to take a full PCR test and isolate in line with guidance. In respect of the screening program, the EFL will not provide a weekly aggregate report under the numbers of tests undertaken and the number of positive results. The rationale behind this decision is due to the volume of testing taking place that, depending on club on circumstances, may vary from club to club alongside a rolling nature of the programme. The EFL will confirm the circumstances where positive tests lead to a postponement of a fixture. In the wake of recent EFL fixture postponements due to COVID-19 cases at clubs, the EFL has also provided guidance on non-fulfilment of fixtures, confirming that the clubs will be expected to play where it has 14 players, including a goalkeeper, available from the club's registered squad list. Under 21 players not in the squad list but have played one league match, or any other contracted player not on the squad list but otherwise would have been eligible to play. The EFL will assist clubs with their deliberations. The guidance has been designed to help the clubs ensure the safety of the players and staff, whilst ensuring the fixture schedule can be maintained wherever possible. Where any club states it cannot fulfill a fixture, a report shall be filed with the EFL and the circumstances reviewed. On vaccination, the EFL is encouraging all eligible players and staff to get fully vaccinated and a booster jab to help protect colleagues and minimise the risk of fixtures being postponed. The EFL will be supporting the government's Get Boosted Now campaign over the coming weeks. The latest vaccine data collected for November shows that 75% of players across the EFL are either fully vaccinated, have a single jab, or intend to get vaccinated. Double vaccinated players total 59%. 16% are set to get the jab, while 25% of players currently do not intend on getting the vaccine. Richard Higgins, the medical advisor for the EFL, says further to enhance medical guidance recently issued in response to a growing number of COVID-19 cases and subsequent fixture postponements in recent days, the EFL has opted to strengthen its protocols for all clubs to help minimise the health risks to individuals, while seeking to mitigate against the threat of further fixture postponements in the weeks ahead. Alongside enhanced protocols, which mean mandatory testing ahead of match days, the EFL continues to strongly encourage players and staff at clubs to get fully vaccinated and obtain a booster jab if eligible to do so. We know that getting double jabbed and boosted now will reduce the risk of getting seriously ill or dying from COVID-19, reduce the risk of catching and spreading COVID-19 amongst teammates and loved ones, whilst helping protect other others against COVID-19 variants, including Omicron. That was a very long-winded statement from the EFL, but, you know, I would probably rather a long-winded, in-depth sort of statement coming out, because, and you mentioned earlier, you are right, the Premier League have been pathetic. Really, really. The EFL are making the Premier League look like a bunch of amateurs here, because the situation is we have got a fixture list to try and fulfill. We also know that December is the busiest month of football. You know, we're halfway through it, but it doesn't get any easier. I mean, we've just had, I think, 3 games in 1 week, which was an absolute fucking nightmare. So yeah, it's not been good, and obviously now we're about to go through the whole, you know, this weekend, then we've got Boxing Day, and then we've got the 28th, and then we're playing again on New Year's Day or whatever day we're playing on. Like, it doesn't get easier, and my only concern is, if we do have to go behind closed doors, clubs are going to lose money, but also performances. But I don't want to be rude. I certainly wouldn't want to imply that only some clubs only do well when there's fans, but we have seen that statistically playing without fans has detrimented a lot of other clubs. I don't know how they're going to deal with this or what they're going to do, but they're certainly going to need to come up with an idea. And do you think naturally it's not even going to be down to the EFL? Do you reckon we're going to get government guidance soon? Because they've already suggested not going to football matches now, and all of that. Are you concerned that the government and Boris Johnson, the party king, is going to tell us to do something again?
Yeah, probably. I can see it happening. Probably, it'll probably be just after Christmas, I think. You'll see.
I think Indiana tweeted out the 5th of January is when he expects it. And to be honest, I'm probably in agreement with him. Around about between the 3rd and the 6th, I would say, is when we're going to get a urgent broadcast from Boris Johnson going, I need you to stay home whilst I have a party in Downing Street. Get that cheese and wine, bitches. Yeah. Right, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it doesn't look good. That's what I'm doing. I'm making the most of it. Going to Scunny, going to Sutton at home on Boxing Day, then see what happens after that, really. You know, obviously taking the precautions in mind. You know, I'm already double vaccinated, and you know, but yeah, it's not looking good.
Yeah, I'm double jabbed. I haven't got the booster yet because I got my jabs a little late, but
yeah,
I don't know. All I will say is I'm not about to tell you to go get a jab or any of that. If you want to go get a jab, go get a jab. If you want to get your booster, go get your booster. If you want to wear a face mask in an indoor space where you're legally meant to, but no one's really enforcing it, then wear a mask. You know, look after yourselves. Try not to die. Congratulations. If you achieve that, you've actually won. If you get through coronavirus without, you know, dying, then congratulations. Pat on the back. Well done. You've done well. And then we'll just move on to whatever comes next, which is probably going to be Boris Johnson dropping bombs on us. Not saying that he will, but there is strong parties that they just enjoy fucking with us. But God knows. Chris says, big up the panel. Good to see you back, Charlie. Well, it's good to see us back because, to be fair, without Charlie, this show wasn't really being done. Mainly because I didn't know if I wanted to do the show with Aaron. No offense, Aaron. Your footballing opinions are just a bit shit. This is a messy situation. Take a breather. I did in the end. The Nottingham Forest game is still on. Yeah, that one is. There's been lots that have not. Premier League would never postpone it, as broadcasters would howl at the moon like a wolf if that happened. Well, they literally did. I mean, United were live on TV, Watford were live on TV, Leicester and Spurs was live on TV, Brighton United were live on TV. So they are postponing them because, to be frankly honest, at the point of health and safety, other than BT getting its fair share of money, bullshit. Also, BT know that they'll get the rearranged game anyway. So Manchester United versus Brighton, because that was picked for BT Sport, BT will be naturally allowed to cover the rearranged game, just so they'll cover the rearrange of the Spurs Leicester, the Burnley Watford, and the Brentford United. So they will still get their money. It's just, you know, they'll have to work together like they did last year. And if it is behind closed doors, then I'm sure Sky, BT, and the BBC will come together again like they did last year and try and get as many games, if not all of the Premier League games, on TV. Fuck knows what they'll do about the EFL. I'm presuming back to iFollow and Argyle TV, to be fair, but
yeah,
we'll
iFollow again. Fuck.
Yeah, that was fun. Argyle behind closed doors. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, I remember that from last season. It was no fun.
Trust
I want
me,
us
mate,
to live with it, but
we got
unfortunately,
relegated.
not going to be like that. Yeah, I know. But that's what I mean about behind closed doors. Argyle did not do too well behind closed doors. I can assure you of that much.
Yeah, we were shit behind closed doors.
And you lot obviously got relegated.
Bottom of the league.
Do you think that will have an impact? Well, yeah. Do you think that will have an impact, though, if we do go behind closed doors?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, obviously different teams, and you know, it affects different teams, and depending on, because not being funny, even in League One, there's well, maybe you could say there's more teams in League One with a better atmosphere, but in even like, you know, being in League One last year, but obviously I know what the fan bases are like, and you know, a lot of like for us it's a big deal. Like the Mem is usually, you know, pretty, you know, tempo and the atmosphere right on the pitch, but you see a lot of games are just like crap, like anyway atmosphere. But yeah, it was awful. I just hopefully we can do better this year. If it does go with,
I thought Man City and MK Dons were quite good with behind closed doors, but I presume that's because they have no fans anyway.
Yeah, but yeah, I hope it don't get to that stage, but it probably will. And yeah, I'm not. It's just gonna be shit, man. Like it was just gonna be awful again. Just watching games on crappy iFollow.
Yeah. Yeah. Kenny says, I think it'll go behind closed doors, but leagues won't get suspended. I think leagues at some point may have to get suspended, especially if Boris suspends them. Trust me, the EFL and the Premier League are not arguing with, well, they could argue with Boris, but Boris will be like, I am Prime Minister, sit down. Teams who are in debt will be worried about their situation. Again,
yeah, very.
You've just mentioned half the EFL. But moving on, because we're not going to talk about coronavirus and COVID for forever, because to be frankly honest, the situation is a nightmare. But I thought it would to just gloss over the fact that, you know, about a quarter of the games this weekend have been called off. So wanted to so let's look at League One, and let's look at league table firstly, because as I said, since we've done this, there's been a lot of change there. Rotherham and Wigan are at the top, which to be fair, you know, Rotherham are a good team. I expect them to go up. Wigan have been right up there. Sunderland have hit a rich vein of form. Wickham, they've been plodding along. It's very tight at the top. And then obviously Oxford, followed by Argyle, still in the playoffs just about. But Argyle have, you know, it's been a tough few weeks for Argyle. Ryan Lowe has fucked off. He's gone to Preston, which is not a problem because, to be frankly honest, he's just.
I knew that was going to happen. I knew. I said to you. I know. You said there might have been other factors, but I did say to you, what is it? Might have been a month ago that if a bigger team comes in, there's someone closer to him, he will go. But obviously, there's other factors in there as well.
To be fair, there are other factors. He has shagged a woman behind his wife's back down in Plymouth. So she has demanded that he actually go back closer to home. So he's a cheating cunt as it is. The fact that he's actually he's just a mouthpiece. He's just a
same old stealth, isn't it?
And he's just a showpiece. So I'm not too bothered. Schumacher seems to really love the club. He's the brains of the operation. He's been doing most of the training. whilst Ryan Lowe's been fucking ladies from Naked Cleaners and going up north to then shag his wife with the same penis that has been inside that lady down in Naked Cleaners. But, you know, he's just disgusting, isn't he? But he's left. Schumacher's taken charge. Schumacher on a 3.5-year contract. I have to actually say, allegedly, that's what Ryan Lowe did, because I don't want Prime to get upset that I didn't use the word allegedly. Schumacher's taken charge. He seems to love the club. He seems to have a great understanding. And to be frankly honest, Ryan Lowe had lost his last 3 games. He looked like he couldn't be bothered. So to be frankly honest, good riddance, get the fuck on. And you've joined Ian Holloway, and that is not a club you want to be joining for sure.
Yeah.
But it is important that Schumacher gets on a winning run quite quickly, and he'll be looking to do so in front of the Green Army. And we haven't actually played in front of the Green Army since we lost to Wigan. So you know that's going to be quite an important game for them.
Yeah.
Have you seen the teams England's against? Yes, terrorists and a lot of them.
Yeah.
Terrorists, homophobes, and yeah. So we're up against terrorists, homophobes, and God knows who. We've got a disgusting group. Oh, and Germany. Argyle probably finished 6th to 10th now. I disagree. Why can't we go above Oxford? Oxford are nothing too special. They're a good team.
Yeah, Oxford on that special. We scored 4 against them.
Yeah, I mean, Wickham, Argyle could jump above Wickham. Don't forget, we've also just played all of them. So we've just played Wickham, we've just played Sunderland, we've just played Wickham, we've just played MK Dons. I mean, are we forgetting that 4 games ago or 5 games ago, we were top of the league unbeaten in 16? Or are we just completely forgetting that and letting that just slide, right? We are a good team. We've just had a really tough run in. It's the same running towards the end of the season, but we've also had injuries. I'm not about to sit here and complain and moan about injuries, because you know that's Aaron's job. But we have been without Niall Ennis. Niall Ennis is now back. You know, James Bolton is, I think, somewhere in Plymouth. I don't know what he's doing, but he's meant to be a member of the Argyle playing squad. Not seen him. Coop has been out injured. Danny May has been out injured, and Ryan Lowe's been shagging women. So God knows what. But yeah, for me, I still think we'll go on a good run again. And the thing is, all of these teams have got to play each other still, and you'll see that later because you know they've all got tough games, in especially Wigan, Oxford, believe it or not. So that is a game that we'll cover. As Brandon, Oxford usually go on a late winning run at the end of the season. Usually, Manchester United usually beat Watford, but you got battered 4-1. So, you know, like, usually what? Yeah, like, shut up with your usual crap. You could have, but I've said all season, I think you'll be 6th. So Kenny's forgotten. So Kenny knows fuck all about League One. We've identified that much. I think Plymouth win the league. I think that's a stretch, but you know, why not? Why not? You never know. Rotherham may go on a really bad losing one. I don't see it happening, but they could do. And Argyle are 5 points off Wigan. Behave yourself. But let's start with League One, actually. And obviously, just the other one, we forgot to mention below Argyle, which is Wednesday, Pompey and MK Dons, all there. MK Dons have slid down a bit there. They were in the playoffs a few months or about a month ago, really. First game is actually Argyle versus Charlton. Charlton was the one that actually put us on this one. Went to Valley. Ryan Lowe just didn't really seem to have a clue what he was doing. Lost 2-0, but this is a different game, right? This is Plymouth Argyle at Home Park, which, as Charlie will be able to answer, is normally a different beast from us away. We are normally much better at home than we are away. So a big game for Argyle. Kenny says, I said it because I've identified 5 teams better than you. Well, okay, that's bullshit because Oxford are not better than Argyle. Neither are Wickham. And Kenny, I've identified 19 teams better than you in the Premier League. So we've got Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, West Ham, Everton, Southampton, Villa, Watford. Newcastle, Norwich. Watford, Brighton. Who else are we? Brentford, Wolves. They've been doing quite well. If I said Norwich, I think Burnley.
Yeah, Burnley.
Burnley are better than United. I can't remember the rest. Ralph Ragnick has tiny testicles because he's not changed his team, even though we can all see the shit.
Ollie
there.
in the
and Marcus Rashford is just a hot meals merchant. But moving swiftly on before I get back crept up. Charlie, our goal. We haven't been on the best of run. I think that's safe to say to everyone. Although we did get a point against MK, and they are the most informed team in the league at the moment. Got battered. Well, not battered. Got battered in the first 15 minutes at Stadium of Light, and just could never really come back from that. When you can see 2 goals in 15 minutes, yeah, it's going to be quite difficult coming back from that. So not the greatest there. Who else? Lost a late winner to Wigan. We're talking fine margins in all of these games as well. So a late winner against Wigan. So we've not been in great form, but we've not been horrific. Right? We've not got battered apart from Wickham, who always batter us because they are terrorists. But what do you make of our goal? Do you think we can pull it back against Charlton? It is at home park, which, is going to be key, because I think it's also Shuey's first home game. So bear that in mind. The atmosphere will be buzzing because everyone's already taken to Shuey. We love him a bit already. So what do you make of this game?
It's definitely an interesting one. Like you said, you've had a tough run of games. And like you said, it's Steven Schumacher's first game at home as well. I think you'll just nick it 2-1.
Yeah, we're not keeping a clean sheet. You're certainly fucking right there. Us keeping a clean sheet is like Ryan Lowe trying to keep his boxers on in front of a naked cleaning lady.
Same here.
It's not possible.
Yeah. Same.
What, you with the naked cleaning lady?
No. I mean,
get tested
we
for
can't.
chlamydia.
We ain't kept a clean sheet in like 11 games, so yeah.
Yeah, we'll just get Joey Barton to pray to God again. Aaron says, "Hi guys, sorry my work held me back like absolute fuckwad, so I'll be there before the end." Well, unless you start giving us results, unless you start giving us results, we'll just not put them down. And I also think we should get like a bonus point for actually attending on time. We'll start that from today, shall we?
Yeah. Good idea.
Yeah, okay, great. So me and Charlie already on sats N and C both on 1 point each extra. Okay, cool. So a 1 point attendance bonus. Charlie, did I want to stay in that shit show? Well, now he's calling the EFL show a shit show. Well, that's just a bit fucking mood, isn't it?
Yeah, that's just that's another bonus
you
point.
Rude cunt. Yeah. Yeah, that's 2 points each now. There we go. Right. I agree. It's going to be a tough game. But, I'm thinking you can't go on a bad run forever unless you're Doncaster. But we have quality coming back. Niall Ennis injury, so that's going to be really key. Niall Ennis. Jesus Christ. I love Jeffers as much as the next person, but boy, oh boy, some of the performances he has been putting up has not been something that I can take great pleasure from. Ryan Hardy has also forgot where the goal is, which is a slight concern, which is why, and I'm going to do a madness, I would go for Garrick and Ennis up front as long as Ennis can do 60 minutes. I mean, that's what I would do. I would go Garrick and Ennis up front because Hardy and Jeffers they haven't looked good. Oh boy, that path, good partnership normally, but boy, oh boy.
I mean,
it's been.
To be fair with those two, I think that's what it is. I think they've just played too many games, and they haven't really had a rest. Yeah. So they might just need a bit of a rest.
I'd rest them. Yeah, I'd rest them. Bring them off on the bench because it'll give them both a reason to perform. Right? If Hardy gets dropped on Saturday, he's going to be like, well, fuck me. Okay, I need to bang a few goals in, sorted. right? Jeff is the same. He came on against Rochdale, got the winner. So I'd bench him. They haven't looked good at all. Houghton, though, if he keeps picking up yellow cards, he's got a too-much ban coming up his way already. It's a fucking joke. He needs to work on his fucking discipline, because some of the tackles are just needless bullshit tackles that don't need to be happening. So he needs to sort that shit out for starters, because that's been bugging me. When we're 3-0 down to Wickham and the guy's running towards his own net, you fucking tackle him to pick up a booking. Like, no. Don't do stupid things. Think about the future. Think about what you're going to have to go and do, towards the back end of the season. When you're on a 2-match ban, you might as well pick them up quickly. And hope we're playing a shit team when he has to take his 2-match ban, because Randall's going to be playing. But I agree. I think Argyle will just nick it 2-1 because it is tough. Table just says they aren't because they're start to the season. Charlie are not good. Not Charlie. Charlton are not good. Charlton are a good team. They've done really well under Johnny Jackson.
Yeah, they've done.
Have they hired him as permanent manager?
Yeah, he's permanent. There was a start on there. Like he's had the best. I think he's had the best start to ever as a Charlton manager.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they were like second or third bottom when he took charge.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
And now they're like mid-table, so he's done quality.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be tough. They did lose to Shrewsbury, so that does give me some sort of hope. A couple of weeks ago they lost, so they have been good. And Aaron has not given us a score for this. So, moving on. This game is quite a peach of a game. Ipswich Town versus Sunderland. Now, I want to talk about Ipswich first, because they're potentially, they are looking for a new manager. Paul Cook is not there. The guy they're talking to right now, though, I'm not sure is quite the right fit for a struggling League One side who's got a lot of signings, because they're currently talking to Kieran McKenna, first team coach of Manchester United.
What?
Charlie, firstly, do you see Ipswich picking up Kieran McKenna, because they've been allowed to talk to him? And secondly, is he the right man to guide Ipswich? Because I'm thinking of the managers out there who, some have got League Two experience, some have got League One experience, and you are about, and Ipswich could probably even get a Championship manager down, because they are a biggish sort of club with finances. Is Kieran McKenna really the one they should be looking at? Because I'm trying to look at the tactics United have used over the last God knows how many years with Ollie, McKenna and Carrick, and I'm like, is McKenna really the guy you really want to get? What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it's just crazy. Very, very crazy. So yeah, like you said, because that's why Ipswich have been linked with a few managers, but Ipswich fans want fast attacking football or something around that style.
Yeah,
and
McKenna's
definitely not going to bring that.
McKenna will definitely.
That's just crazy though.
That easy.
It's just crazy. Him being linked with that job is just mad. Like that'd be the last thing.
It's not just being linked. It's not just linked. Ipswich have been given permission to talk to him.
Yeah, that's
They're
even more
talking
crazy.
to him.
Yeah, I think Ipswich are in the mud.
Yeah, it is set to happen. He's very inexperienced, but that will be why he's going to do it, isn't he? Because he'll probably be thinking, get that on my CV. I just think it's a terrible move. I think it's a terrible move. Really, I think Warnock's available. You could pick up Warnock. McCarthy's available. You could easily get them two down. You've got the fucking money. I mean, you've got fucking Michael Flynn. I mean, you've got so many managers that are a better fit than Kieran McKenna. This is a painful one. But what's your score? What's your score prediction anyway?
I'm gonna go with a. This is. I'm gonna go with a 2-0 Sunderland win, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 3-1 Sunderland. But I'll just say 2-0 Sunderland.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1. I'm going to go 2-1 to Sunderland because I do think they can be got at. And they've had a few issues with injuries. I think both their wing backs are out and they're playing centre backs or wing backs and God knows what. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a mess. Aaron has joined us. Aaron, score prediction for Ipswich Sunderland.
I think Sunderland will have this one 1-0.
1-0. Excellent. So moving on to our next game, which is Burton Mk Dons. Mk Dons, as you saw, are in 9th position at the moment, but they are one of the best informed teams. Obviously, they were live on Sky last week, I think, with us. A 1-1 draw, which I thought in balance was quite a fair result. But Burton are not in a great run of form. They've not been amazing, to say the least. Charlie, Burton, how do you rate this game going?
I think it's gonna be a tight game. It's a tough one, It's a tough one, but I'm gonna say MK Dons 2-1 just to edge it.
MK Dons 2-1. Okie dokie. Aaron?
I'm going to go 3-1 to the Dons.
3-1. Okie dokie. And I'm going to go 2-0. That's the way I see it. I do see it all being, MK Dons. I do see that the way it's going. Our next game, providing they're still on, they were on at the time of checking. Oxford versus Wigan. Wigan are, I think, second in the league on 42 points, joint with Sunderland, I think, also on 42 points. Charlie, I'll go to you again on this one. Wigan, should they? Well, Oxford are fifth as well, so it's quite a tight claim in terms of league position. So this one, it's not going to be easy for Wigan, is it?
Nah, but they are a team that can. To be fair, I've seen a lot of Wigan scores this season, 2-1. So I'm going to say 2-1 Wigan again. Usually very tight games, whoever they play, really. So yeah, 2-1 Wigan.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, they beat Argyle 2-1, Colchester 2-1, Shrewsbury 2-1, drew with Ipswich. Oxford, on the other hand, they're unbeaten in the league in their last 4 with wins over Doncaster and MK Dons. Both, ironically, 2-1 wins for Oxford as well. So, this is the game of the 2-1. But Aaron, who do you see the game going to?
I think, Wigan's got a strong chance of winning this. I think Oxford, even though Oxford have been on a good run of form, I think Wigan's just too strong this season. But Oxford could be the best chance at the moment of giving them a fair crack. So it's one of those things, really. I think Oxford have got some decent attacking players that can hurt the Wigan back line. They've got to be on their best game in this one. But I just think Wigan might overcome this one. So I'm probably going to go with. I'm actually going to go with the result Oxford got against the past 2, including us. But I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to go 2-1 Wigan.
2-1 Wigan.
Yeah, by the way, Oxford could have beat us by 4 or 5. They're just way too good this year.
Even though we beat them 4-3.
Yeah, we're shit and you're good.
And we beat them 3-0? 3-1.
Yeah.
I'm resigned.
We beat them 3-1. But the last game of League One we're covering is, in fact, league leaders who are on a bloody good run. Unbeaten in their
Mansfield
last
League 2,
3
by the way.
Games in the league. I don't know why Mansfield's there. It is, in fact, meant to be Rotherham. I think Rotherham might be covered underneath there, but it is Rotherham.
I think
it's Cambridge versus Rotherham.
Mansfield.
Yeah, pretty much. But in terms of this game, Charlie, Rotherham versus Cambridge, how do you see this going?
Well, if the game's on, I'm saying 2-0.
Well, that's the same
That's
with
a
all
big
of them.
Yeah, but I've seen that Rotherham had quite a few cases earlier on Twitter, so
Yeah.
but I'll just say 2-0 Rotherham.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you there, 2-0. And Aaron?
I'm going to go 3-0 Rotherham. I think Rotherham will go for it.
I love it. Aaron's no longer copying us. When did this happen? McKenna
Since
to
I got
Ipswich
sense
extremely
and
close.
realised we were shit.
It is extremely close. Well, luckily, we don't actually have to cover Doncaster because you're not playing this weekend, which just makes life even better for me. You weren't actually, I will give you a hint, you weren't actually being covered if your game was on anyway, because I picked Sheffield Wednesday versus, I think, I picked Sheffield Wednesday, and then I also picked Bolton and Wickham because we weren't actually covering Cambridge, Rotherham, or Burton MK. We were covering 2 other games, but that's just the way the cookie crumbled. But now into League 2, and again, as we did with took at league table,
I knew we were going to get this week.
A lot has happened. So Forest Rovers are running away with it. They are now 10 points ahead of Newport County, who are in 4th. Northampton are in 2nd, 5 points ahead of Port Vale. So Port Vale have dropped back quite a madness since getting manager of Mumford's Dal Clark. Newport are on 34 points, and as you can see, Exeter, Sutton, and Swindon are all on 33 points, with Tranmere Rovers just behind them on 32 in 8th, and obviously got Orient and Harrogate. Exeter have done their bottle job quite early, which is lovely, I see. When you're normally drawing 1-1, the way to do it if you drop form is to lose games. So that's just a slight hint there. But that we are covering Bristol Rovers. I don't know if I actually put them first to be covered. I might have. They're all mixed up. But let's talk Mansfield. Actually talk about Mansfield. We're doing the league leaders next. Charlie, how good have Forest Green Rovers been this year?
Yeah, very good. I think the thing with them that why they've done so well is the fact that they've played this. They're playing the same way as they always do, you know, with the wing backs, and they haven't really. Their squad hasn't changed that much. They've kept pretty much the same team, so I think that's why they're doing well.
Yeah.
You know, 2 quality strikers with 26 goals between them in Jamal Matt and Matthew Stevens, which is crazy.
I mean, in their last game they drew 5-5 with Oldham. So,
5-0,
make of
that is the maddest game I've seen.
I saw the highlights of that. That was absolutely mental.
It's mad though, because Forest Green were like 5-2 up, and they still managed to bottle it. But you know they're flying, so I don't think it will affect them too much. But yeah, they're just on fire. If I'm gonna give a score prediction, I'm gonna say 3-1 Forest Green.
Yeah, no, I hear that. 3-1. I'm gonna go for a 3-3 draw. I can just see another game of madness coming up. It could be quite funny. I mean, clearly, Forest Green Rovers' defense has been breached quite a few times actually, but they score a lot of goals. So I'm just going to go 3-3 and hope that I'm right. Kenny says 3-0. He also says Sutton and Swindon. What? Question marks. I don't know what Kenny's on about really.
What did he say? Sutton? Sutton United?
Yeah, just said Sutton and Swindon, question mark, exclamation mark. I don't know what he's on about. But Aaron, Forest Green Rovers Mansfield, what's your score prediction?
On the one hand, I really want Mansfield to get battered for knocking us out the FA Cup. I want them to deserve it. But I think this will be... I'm going to go with 4-3 Forest Green. I think it's going to be another goal fest.
Okay, 4-3 says Aaron. The next game in League 2
Could you imagine if this ends up being 0-0?
Exeter City versus Port Vale. That would be fucking hilarious. It's not going to happen though. But talk about teams in poor form. Meet Exeter. Well, Exeter actually in sort of good form.
Yeah.
After their five FA Cup games against Bradford. Actually, no, that's a lie. Port Vale are on good form. Exeter are absolutely horrific at the moment. Lost away to Colchester, drew to Rochdale. They beat Bradford 2-1 in the FA Cup, but that was a replayed game from the first one, and then the from the replay, and then played it again. So they played them 3 times. They lost to Cambridge in the FA Cup. They lost to Northampton in League 2, and then Tranmere Rovers. So Exeter in poor form. Port Vale, on the other hand, very good form. Lost to Walsall, but beat Hartlepool 2-0. Beat Burton away in the FA Cup. Beat Bristol Rovers 2-1 and lost to Newport 2-1. So, contrasting form. I'll start us off on this one. I'm going to say 2-1 to Port Vale. That is my prediction. Charlie, what about you?
I'm going to say 2-2.
2-2. Brandon says Lukaku not on the Chelsea bench.
COVID.
Lukaku not playing again. He's not on the bench. He's got COVID, has he? That'll be why Brandon Romelu Lukaku has the coronavirus. Yeah, Aaron, talk to me. Your prediction.
I think Port Vale will start closing that gap now on Northampton. Exeter's just going to be even more shit. So I'm going to go... Exeter are known as the draw specialist. I don't think they're going to get a draw this time. I'm going for 2-0 Port Vale, the Vale Army bouncing back.
By the way, Port Vale is shit.
I just forgot that Exeter were main rivals. But what prediction did you say?
2-0 to Port Vale.
2-0. Okie dokie. Moving on to our next game. And our next game is, in fact, played Argyle in the FA Cup, got beat. Their fans are still crying about that, apparently. But they face Newport, so they might want to get their head switched back onto the league because they've been in awful form. They've not won in all competitions in their last 6. That includes 3 draws in League 2, 0-0 to Walsall, 2-2 to Stevenage, 1-1 to Exeter. Lost to Argyle in the FA Cup before losing 2-1 to Hartlepool and then 4-2 to Bristol Rovers. Contrast that to Newport. They beat Hartlepool 2-1, lost to Swindon 2-1, drew to Crawley, drew to Colchester, beat Sutton 3-2 and then beat Port Vale 2-1. So contrast the forms straight away there. Charlie, I'll get you a start on this one. Rochdale Newport. How do you see this going?
I'm going to say 5-1 Newport because Rochdale is shite. Like we should have scored 7 or 8 against them. Rochdale is shit. So if Newport can batter us, then they can batter Rochdale 5-1.
Yeah, League 2 definitely done well like that. You know that more than anyone.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna sort of agree with you. I don't think it'll be that much of a battering, but I have got it down as a 3-1 win for Newport. Aaron's now making pig noises apparently, but instead of making farmyard noises,
I sneezed. Hang on.
Well, you sneeze like a pig, so just bear that in mind. But what's your prediction for this game?
0-0. I think it's just gonna be 0-0.
Are you taking the piss?
No.
Your knowledge of League 2 is absolutely woeful.
I need to fix up if we're going down there.
Do you know what? That prediction is... Oh, I don't believe what I'm seeing. But Aaron, Charlie, talk to me about your team because you're taking on Scunthorpe. Well, I'm sure you've got many feelings, but yeah, that's not going to be a right feeling. But Aaron, Charlie, talk to me about your team, Bristol Rovers. They're facing Scunthorpe. Scunthorpe are quite shit in the league, so I do expect you to win this, but I've expected you to win before and been bitterly disappointed. So, but just bear in mind, Scunthorpe haven't won in their last 6.
Yeah, you iron bastards.
I know. Yeah, it's a game we have to win if we want to get closer to the playoffs. Yeah, and I'm going as well, so we better fucking win.
Scunny pricks.
Although I've been to 4 away games this season, I haven't seen us won. So call me the bad luck sort of guy. But I'm gonna say 3-1 because we never keep a clean sheet, and we're
Okay.
But the problem is we just need to finish teams off. That's been the problem with us. We've been Colchester away, Salford away, Tranmere at home. There's so many games we've been all over them, but just haven't finished our chances. But yeah, 3-1 Rovers.
Brandon says, I think Everton can beat Chelsea. I see no reason why not. Rochdale 2, Newport 1, says Kenny. 1-0 to Rochdale, says Morecambe fan. Kenny thinks Rovers will lose this 1-0 and Morecambe fan going for a 0-0. So not many goals expected. I've gone for a 2-1 to Bristol Rovers. And if you guys let me down, I will be furious. So just bear that.
Mate, I'm going to be furious. It's like an 8-hour round trip. Fuck that.
Yeah, can you just let Joey Barton know that I'll be furious if you fuck up? Is that a possibility? Excellent, thank you.
I'm sure we'll let him know anyway.
Excellent. That's what we like to hear. But Aaron, give us another one of your dodgy League 2 predictions.
Short but sweet. These scunny pricks are going down. 3-0 Bristol Rovers.
Well, yeah, clean sheet. We haven't kept a clean sheet in 11 games.
Yeah, that's why I went 2-1. I didn't want to get too overconfident for Bristol Rovers. But the last game we're going to be covering is, in fact... Okay. The last game we're covering is, in fact, Sutton United versus Harrogate Town, the battle of the promoted sides. Charlie, Sutton, they've not been too bad this year. I thought they'd be like shit, but it turns out that Sutton United are not actually doing too badly. Sitting in 6th, I thought they'd be a lot shitter.
I did say Sutton would do well when they went up. I did say that.
Shut it, you.
Is
your name? Is your name Charlie?
It's sort of crazy, really, because
yeah,
I think it's just the fact that they've just got that, they haven't made many changes. They've come up, they won the league, they're on, they're just confident. But we played them a few weeks ago in the FA Cup, and they were dog shit. We've got them again soon as well, but fair play to them. I'm gonna go 2-1 Harrogate though.
2-1 Harrogate. Aaron?
I'm gonna go 2-2 draw. I think they'll share the spoils here.
Interesting. But yeah, no. So you've gone 2-2. Aaron?
Yeah, 2-2.
2-2. And Charlie, you went
2-1 Harrogate.
2-1. And I'm going to go 2-1 Sutton. Kenny says 4 more Premier League games postponed. Southampton, Brentford, Watford, Palace, West Ham, Norwich, and Everton, Leicester are all postponed. Mad. Well, we did touch on COVID at the start of the show. And
I really don't want to get into that whole
bit.
conversation because I'm just going to go political and slam Boris Johnson online.
Well, you're not, because we've just spoken about it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad because I don't want to get into it.
We've already spoke about it. And the EFL, big up to them. They are doing very well. So yeah, credit to them. But before we go, let's look at the league table. Charlie has run away with it. At the moment, he is flying high with 119 points and 2 points separate me and Aaron. And there you go. That's that. Before you do go, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We'll be back, I think, on Monday. Are we back on Monday, boys? I'll let you decide.
Yeah,
I'm off Monday. I'm off Monday, so I'm good.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm up. Yeah.
Excellent. So we are back on Monday. So we'll try to be a bit more consistent. We all obviously naturally just blame Aaron. we all just naturally blame Aaron for the show not happening. But as I say, before you do go, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, support the EFL show and the First XI as much as you can. Yeah, Charlie, where can they find you, mate?
Yeah, Twitter at One Ravers Vlogs and YouTube One Ravers Vlogs.
Yep. Aaron?
Aaron _ Challoner on Twitter, Aaron Challoner official on Instagram, Throw Football DRFC and Coach Chal on YouTube. Go on the Early Kickoff YouTube channel where you can find a new video that I filmed with the lads there as well. So go and check that out now as well. And yeah, Paul Clement's now the favourite to be the new manager. Kill me now.
Yeah, I hear that. You can find me on Twitter at @London_PAFC and on my YouTube channel, Let's Talk Premier League. I'll be back there in a little while. No, actually, about 13 minutes time, doing a watch on for Chelsea Everton. Also, we just hit over 500 subscribers, which is a mazza. Love to see it. So thank you, everyone. I'm making good use of my community tab, that's for sure. But we're back on Monday. I don't know what is back. I don't know what's next on this show or on this channel, because I don't know what is there and what's not anymore. So yeah, something will be on. I don't know what, but something will be on. So just make sure you have notifications turned on.
Chelsea Everton watch along. I just got the notification for it on our channel.
Excellent. That's not what we were talking about, but thank you. Yeah, something will be on this show. Just make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss it. But until next time, guys, thanks for watching and peace out.